Welcome back, options traders. This is Steve Ganz from OptionStrat, and now we're going to delve into our second in the series of videos, and that's going to be the Optimize tab, which you'll see right up here at the top. Now I can also, in addition to accessing Optimize here, I can access it down here as well. So either one of those locations will get me into the Optimize area. Now, the Optimize tab essentially takes the work out of what we just did in the Build tab. In the Build tab, you're largely creating a trade to some extent from scratch. Of course, you can select different models, etc., but you have to go in and choose your strikes and those sorts of things. What happens in the Optimize tab is that we can come in, enter a stock symbol, and I say a stock, it can be an ETF, it can be even a futures contract or a commodity that can be entered into here. So we enter our symbol, and this tells us where it's currently trading, and if you're in the paid version, you will be real time. If you are not in the paid version, you're going to have slightly delayed quotes. From here, we can select our premise for the trade. Am I very bearish, neutral, directional? I'll circle back to that in a second. Bullish or very bearish. So if I am, for example, bearish, it's going to select a price for me that's one expected move down for the duration of this trade, which is February 9th. So it's put in a 474 as an expected price, which is a 2.3% down move. If I go very bearish, it's going to be double the expected move down. If I go bullish, it's going to be one expected move up. If I go very bullish, it's going to be two expected moves up. So the concept here is that I can choose my underlying symbol that I want to trade. I can choose the type of trade I want, and directional, by the way, means that I think there's going to be a big move in the underlying, but I don't know if it's going to be an up move or a down move. So, that's going to give me a different set of trades. Many times a trade like that might come into play around some sort of event, maybe Fed announcement, possibly earnings in an individual stock, something along those lines, where you know there's going to be an event that's going to move the market, but you're just not sure which direction it's going to move the market. Okay, so I'm just going to move forward here with my bullish premise, okay? And that's populated a price of 496.71 here, and we can see that the optimizer has given us a series of potential trades that are worth considering if this is my expected opinion. Bullish in nature, whatever number shows up here, and again, I can come in and change that number, modify it for it to be something else, and February 9th is what I'm looking at as an expiration. So once I'm taking a look at these different trades, I can see the percent chance of this trade working out. Now, this percent chance only shows up in the paid version, so I've got a 40% chance there, 57 there, 82 there, and you can see all the way through these various trades. Now, with options trading, of course, everything is a trade off. I can come in here and I can say, well, what if I want to optimize my trade for a maximum return? In other words, I'm willing to accept potentially a lower chance of this trade working out in this case. But if it does work out, I'm going to have higher profitability. So that's one possibility here, okay? Or I can go to the other extreme and say, you know what? I want to make sure that I almost surely have a profitable trade. I've got a 99% chance of a profitable trade down here. But if that trade is a winning trade, it's not going to win much. It's only going to have $34 in profit. Now, we kind of call that picking up pennies in front of a steamroller, because if this trade does go against you, granted, the market would have to move significantly, but if and when that does happen, it's entirely possible that that will be a much larger loss. So you need to kind of keep in mind and look at these trade-offs. That's why this becomes such a valuable tool, is I can kind of move this around to what I think is a viable trade. Now, we can also look at the amount of collateral or buying power that's needed in each one of these trades. This one involves actually buying the stock. So massive amount of buying power would be used up on that one. A significant amount of collateral or buying power is used up on this one as well as here. So let's just say that I don't have that kind of money. I need to restrict this trade to something more manageable for me. So I can come in here in the budget area and I can say, I don't want to budget more than $1,000 for this trade. Well, if I do that, it is going to automatically knock out all of those other trades that I may have previously considered. So this is going out and it's searching through all of the possible trades, and it's bringing back to me the best options, the best trades that fit the specific criteria that I have outlined. Now, when we take a look at these diagrams, the dashed line is where the current market is trading. The blue line represents our break-even point, and the orange line shows our target price. So that's what we're seeing in each one of these variations. Now, once we see a trade that we like, we're looking here that we're looking at 190% return here, a potential $655 in profit. We've got a 36% chance of profit. And then we look at the different ones. It's like, yeah, you know what? I think I kind of like the looks of this one right here. So I can open this up in the visualizer. And of course, when I open that, I've got my table here. That's the first thing that shows up. And much like we have previously modeled in the table, I can come in and I can specifically take a look at how this trade is going to perform over time. As we march through this trade, we can see that this specific trade is going to decay out from under us as we progress in the days. And then, of course, I can also come in and take a look at this in a graphical mode and can come in and shrink or enlarge the range of this, much like we did in the build section. So that's how you go about using Optimize. Again, the key to Optimize is rather than coming in and building out a potential trade from scratch like we did in the build tab, in Optimize, we're kind of giving it our market opinion of whatever the underlying trade is. We're giving it a budget and we're letting it go out and search and come back and tell us, here's what I found that I think are trades you might want to consider. And then, of course, you can select one of those and modify it from there. So thanks again, everyone. Appreciate your time here. Congratulations on getting through this relatively short session. And our next session is going to be on flow. So I'll look forward to seeing you all there. Take care.